and I am the founder of I Love Creatives and People Map. What is that, you ask? Well, I Love Creatives is basically the place that your friend told you to go when you were trying to tap into your digital creative self. You can find jobs on there, courses, we got some edutainment, and of course our lovely community. And then People Map is an Instagram marketing tool that my husband and I created when we were building out another one of our businesses. I'm also the proud mother of Muad'Dib. There she is, hey girl. Ooh, let's pause right there. I know. Muad'Dib's content game is fire. And you're probably like, I want my content game to be fire too. Well, that's honestly one of the most common questions I get. How you do that? Just like in that voice. And that got us thinking, like, yeah, how do you create great Instagram content? You know, I really wanted to break it down and show people how to create content strategically. So that's why we created an Instagram content planning course. And I'll tell you what, at the same damn time, our friends at Later called me up and they were like, hey, Puno, you know, it would be really cool if you taught a course about creating content. And I was like, hold up, is this a prank video? No, and it wasn't. And so here we are. In this workshop, I'll be walking you through one of my favorite lessons in our course called How to Build Your Instagram Brand Book. Your brain, it's a sponge, and I want you to come in and just like soak it. That's me dabbing it and soaking it up and opening your mind and soaking up the information on how to build your brand book. Are you ready? Let's go.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hi. Hello. I don't want to alarm you, but it's come to my attention that you are remarkable. That's right. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, I'm gonna teach you how to make an Instagram brand book. Cue the TED Zoom. So most people think that brand books are fonts and colors and font sizes and font colors and like colors and fonts. And in a way, that's kind of true. However, unlike traditional marketing, Instagram is rooted in social. Essentially, your brand is trying to create a dialogue through photos and video and copy and even GIFs. I love a GIF, pow, pow, it's a thing, pow, pow, it's a thing. When you're successful on Instagram, people are engaging with your content. They're sharing it with their friends. They're liking your post and they're interacting with you. As Beyonce once said, you know you're that when you cause all this conversation. Thank you. I wanted to create a brand book that was specifically for Instagram. And this is something you can do whenever you're feeling a little funky and you're not feeling too excited about your content, because you know what? Eventually it will happen. And when that happens, this is the time to check yourself and ask, hey, are you following the brand book that you created? Or could your brand book use a little fixer-upper or a rejiggering? Your Instagram brand book is a working document. It should never really be final, you know, because Instagram is always changing, you're always changing, and your brand book needs to be flexible, you know? If Instagram is a dialogue, content that you're going to be creating needs to be topical and relevant. And if you're getting bored of yourself, ooh, then that's a perfect time to dig in again and find something that excites you. But what is an Instagram brand? I like to think about the Instagram brand as 50% context and 50% your spin. Like, what is happening in the world right now? What's the conversation? What's the culture that's going on? How are people out there feeling? That's the context. And then the rest of it is your spin. Like, what is your opinion on X? What is your perspective on how people are feeling, what people are doing, what people are talking about, what people are thinking? I find that any brand that does this really well on Instagram, they have this down. They're just kind of tapped in and they all have a very specific perspective. A lot of these exercises are really going to be just figuring out, what is your take? What's your perspective? What conversations do you want to be in? When you're thinking about your industry, think about, why did you start your business? What was your opinion about it? What did you see that was missing? What did you care so much about at that time? You lose track of the why as you start, just getting into the nitty-gritty every day. It's like one of those things that you're always just gonna have to check in with. Is this message getting boring? Am I just saying the same thing over and over again? Or is this a moment where I can be really bold and speak up about something? Or maybe you've come to a point in your life where you've accumulated a lot of life experiences. You basically have built up a perspective on a topic. And so this is why I'm stressing that it's so important for you to just keep checking in, because your life experiences are gonna build on each other and you're gonna be building your perspective along the way. John Mulaney did this joke about when websites ask you if you're a robot. Let's just play that clip.
The world's run by robots, and we spend most of our day telling them that we're not a robot, just to log on and look at our own stuff. All day long. May I see my stuff, please? I smell a robot. Prove.
This is something universal. We've all been through this experience. John Mulaney saw it and he had a really clear perspective and attitude about it and told it in his own way. And that is the goal of your Instagram brand book. We're going to explore what's going on out there, and instead of colors and fonts, we're gonna see what people are posting about to help you tap into that context and then put your spin on it. You're probably like, cool, Puno, but where do I find that context? Valid concern. Where do you find that? Well, I like to find them through rabbit holes. They're all over Instagram. And you'll know you're in a rabbit hole because you're all excited or you're passionate or you're like super interested in this thing and you just have like been on Instagram too long. Think about it this way. So maybe you found an Instagram account that you were like, oh snap, this is cool, ooh, shoot. Then you happen to look at a post and there's like a really cool person there that's mentioned and then you're like, woo, I love this. So then you click on their profile and that leads you into another rabbit hole. Consider this stalking on Instagram 101. Yep, I am encouraging you to stalk. Have fun. Rabbit holes aren't always easy to find because there's 1 billion freaking users on Instagram. So how about this? Let's start with your account. That's an easy one. Let's go on your profile and you're going to look at who is engaging with you. Take a look at the comments. Who is part of your conversation? Just click through on that person who's commenting, check them out. Maybe they're exciting. Maybe they'll lead you down a rabbit hole. Who do they tag? Who are they following? Which hashtags do they use? There are rabbit hole hashtags too. Some hashtags are straight up gold. For example, I used to use hashtag map a plate when we were doing Made with Map, but they were like a very specific secret group of people who loved food, and it would just always lead me down to other rabbit holes. I also love event hashtags. I think events are such a great way to find really specific people, conferences, concerts, things that show actual locations. When you're trying to get into a rabbit hole of your business, you're trying to think about your people, like where do they eat? What do they buy? What do they wear? When we were starting Made with Map, we were looking for a bunch of mobile travel photographers in all sorts of different countries. So I would try to find them by seeing where you could buy kinfolk, because 2015. And I went on to their stockists online on their website, and I looked up those shops on Instagram. Then from there, I would see who was engaging with that store, and then down the rabbit hole I went. You don't always have to start with Instagram. Just put on your little detective hat and then think about the ways you can find other people. As a UX, user experience person, we were always trying to find and identify who our avatars or like our user personas are. I mean, with Instagram, you can literally see them. Like, you can see what they're wearing, you can see what they eat, you can see who they're talking to. So, for the rest of this brand book, I'm encouraging you to bring out your stalking tendencies and let them thrive, baby. Just let it go. I know you have it in you. Don't suppress it. Impress me with your stalking ability. Let's go down some rabbit holes. First thing we're going to look up is community. So who are the people that are already following you? The easiest thing you can do is first go into your profile, go to your followers, and click just to see who they are. I like to take note of what words they use in their bio, because people got a lot of information in their bio. It's only 150 characters, but you get a lot of info. Oh, is behind my ear this whole time. Let's go into our insights and see all posts, sort it by comments, and then click to your most commented post. Then take a look at who is part of that conversation. So like right now, I'm seeing Jamie, and she has a magazine about mental health. She asked me about what programs I'm using to make that post. Oops, sorry, I did not reply to her. Let me reply back. Sorry about that, girl. Okay, let's look at the next one. This is another entrepreneur slash small business founder that's doing her own thing. Cool. She's got a digital marketing agency in Brisbane. So see how I'm like picking up on the words? Ask yourself this, like what are the words that they're using in there? What do they look like? I feel like there's a lot of women that are looking at my account. And actually, you can also see that if you go into your insights, just go under audience. It shows your top location, age, and then here it says number of women that are following, 70%. Oh, hello, ladies. It seems like there are also a lot of self-starters and founders. For example, this girl said, this is exactly what I'm aiming for and I didn't realize it. This person said, is there a platform we can hear the rest of you talk about this? Someone said, I sound like Miley Cyrus. So that's great. I guess I really should own that. I mean, I think I sound more like Emma Stone, but also I didn't drink enough water today, so I think I go from Emma Stone to Miley Cyrus once I get a little dehydrated. I'm gonna drink some water. This girl's a blogger. This person does design. Ooh, there's a lot of designers and digital creators. I'm literally just reading the words in their bio. This person has entrepreneur as their category. She's got the word girl boss in there. This person owns a jewelry store, another founder. So these are the words that you should start paying attention to so you can understand who is in your community and who you're attracting. I'm done with this. What other content categories are they responding to? I had this post about fibroids where I talked about my personal health stuff, and that really just seems to hit home for people. Now you are paying more attention to the person who's commenting and seeing if this is the person that you're trying to attract in your community. And when you look at their profile, just pay attention to what they are doing and what they are talking about. Are you seeing any patterns? What are your opinions about those patterns? This is really why I love reading other people's posts and commenting, AKA starting a conversation with them. It really helps me workshop my perspective. If only there was a tool to talk to people in your network or find cool people more quickly. Oh, there is, because I helped build it with my husband. So on People Map, you can actually do this even more efficiently. I like to call it efficient stalking. Woo! stalking. I'll show you how it's done. Let's go to Puno Dos Tracy's account. You're gonna click on that analyze button. So FYI, you can analyze any account as long as it's public. So go off. It's gonna take a little bit of time to do this because essentially what PeopleMap is doing in the back end is going through all of the people that have recently commented or Puno Dos Tres has tagged. So that's why it takes a little bit of time. Usually you'll get an email or you can click on that analyze panel and then you're gonna see this panel on the left, and that is essentially a list of people that have recently commented or have been tagged by that account. So I'm gonna remove the filters for followers because at this point, I'm just trying to see like who is in my community right now. The second thing I'm going to do is check out the people that are most commenting on this account. So click that filter, sick. Okay, Milky the Persian cat, cute. Hey Milky, how's it going, girl? Milky the cat has commented 20 times in a row. Thanks, Milky. She don't have a job, so that's why she comments a lot. Another example is Tiffany. Oh, she's commented a bunch of times too. So, you know, as I see who's most commenting, I'm analyzing their bios and how they talk about themselves. So for example, Tiffany is a coach for creatives, so her keyword is coach. You're probably wondering, Puno, why are you talking about bios and keywords? The way that I want you to think about it is kind of like Instagram SEO, or SEO stands for search engine optimization. Here's how you can use those keywords. Let's go into the search bar right now and then type in creative, then press filter. I'm seeing it right now. Whoa, cool. Zeros and ones look cute on me. So now I'm seeing a lot of different types of people that have the word creative in their bio. And if you wanted to download this list, you can see it as a CSV. See right here, you can see all the bios here. Woof, look at all those bios. These are all the bios of people who have recently commented on my account with the keyword creative in it. That's why you need to start being familiar with what these keywords are, because you'll see them more and more, and that's gonna lead you into more and more rabbit holes. They're navigation markers for where you should keep going. They're like delicious tartine breadcrumbs. Okay, let's try searching for the camera emoji and see how many people show up. Why? There's quite a few actually. I'm assuming these people love to take photos or are professional photographers, therefore camera emoji. There's a lot of little ways that we all hint at who we are in our bios. You just gotta pay attention. You wanna be able to find what those keywords are so that when you're using a tool like PeopleMap, or you know, if you're doing it on Instagram, then you can really start being efficient about where to go next. Remember? Efficient stalking. That's right. So that's it. That's how you analyze people on PeopleMap. Let's find the top 3 people that just make you really stoked. They really embody like what you want your community to be. What I want you to do is I want you to put those people in your Instagram brand book, because this is going to be a great way to remind you of like the type of people you're trying to attract and what kinds of posts they're doing. For example, Tiffany is part of my community. I really like what she's all about. She's definitely the person that I'm trying to attract. She's also actively commenting and engaging with the posts. So I'm gonna write down her username and then I'm gonna pick a photo. Instead of picking a random photo, let's scroll down and look at the ones that are performing really well. What I love about PeopleMap is that you can actually see the likes and number of comments all in one place versus on the phone where you have to keep clicking through each one. So for example, this one got 67 comments. Tiffany had a talk at UC Davis Design and it was about trusting yourself, and that's interesting. Also, it's really fun, smiley, close-up photo of her face. Something I probably would like to add to my community mood board, because basically she and I are talking to the same type of audience. I'm learning. this is good. Another fun thing about People Map is if you found a photo that makes you say, yes, I must totally keep this photo, you can drag and drop that post onto your desktop because People Map will pull the largest size. If it's a video, you can download that too. So if you find a video here, then press play, and then if you click these three dots here, you can click the download button, and that is going to download it. This is all good information for me to understand about my community. Like, this is what works for her community, which is also my community, or my potential community. So up next, we've got Cecilia. Ah, I love Cecilia. Another person that is a big part of my community. I'm looking at what's working for her, and her average likes per post is around 2,400. She's definitely more of a photographer. The ones that do really well are the ones where homegirl is style cute AF. She's in a cool place. I'm definitely putting that one in there because that's awesome. I've always loved Cecilia as a creator. She's inspirational and is always pushing herself, doing new things, whether it's like with fashion or photography or just straight up doing her thing, you know? And I feel like she's somebody who really embodies I Love Creatives. I also think a lot of other people would find her inspiring too. So most definitely she will be added to my brand book. So anyone that you think is awesome, make sure you put that in your brand book and write a little note about why. Just start understanding what your potential community's community is vibing on. Okay, Jay Hannah, heyo, another person I've got in here. She's a really good example because she's someone who bootstrapped her small business, and I've learned a lot from watching Jay Hannah grow. I feel like people see her business and they think, damn, I wish I could grow a company like that, and it's just really inspiring. So Jess has her brand's aesthetics and values down. And I think having a creative person like this in the I Love Creatives community is really important for me because she's just a great example that you don't have to be a VC-backed company in order to be a successful business. Oh my God, do you see how much I'm getting gassed up right now? Like, these perspectives and these attitudes are exactly what I'm hoping is gonna come out of you when you're like talking about your community and seeing why you love people and you're stoked about them. Write that down. Maybe at this point, you might not have a lot of people commenting on your account. So when I taught this class live, there is a person who unfortunately had recently done the bot thing and had a lot of fake followers. It's not a problem. We're all here for the same thing, to just be a bit more authentic. So if you just don't have anyone commenting on you or they're just not the right people, that's totally fine. For the people that are looking at their community and are like, dang, new phone, who dis? If it's just your mom or your grandmother or your grandmother's neighbor, seriously, just don't worry about those people. Think instead about the people you do want in your community. And no, I'm not talking about Oprah. Seriously, one of my students wanted to add Oprah. I want you to really think about the people you know or the people you want to know. Like, think of the people you would love to help with your skill, with your compassion, with your vision and your business. Just think about those people and where you can find them. Like, what rabbit holes could lead you to finding those types of people? So for the next 5 minutes, I want you to start looking at all of these people that are in your community. If you want to use People Map, go for it. There is a free trial for new users. If you want to use Instagram, that is chill too, whatever. For this exercise, I just want you to add the top 3 people you discover that really excite you and make you think, damn, now this is why I do this. Go ahead. You're just not gonna do it later. Let's just do it right now. You might as well. If you gotta pee, go pee, pause the video, and then do it. 5-minute timer time. Go! All right, good work. Amazing, cute. Clients. So while you were looking at your community, you might have noticed some people who would really benefit from using your service or your business or could learn something from you. It's hard to just search on Instagram, help me find my clients. But if you could do that, that would be pretty awesome. So instead, you do just gotta dig a little. You gotta put on your little Instagram detective magnifying glass, and you have to figure out where they are and how you can speak to them. The main question that you should be asking yourself is, where are they? And how can you find more of them? These are the questions that every good marketer or growth hacker asks. They're always like, audience, where you at? Where are the people who are ready for my service or my business and are ready to pay the money? When growing a business, it's not all about growing followers, but it's about finding followers who will convert. And as you start finding those people, start asking yourself things like, what words do they use in their bio? Thankfully, those types of people are a lot easier to find on Instagram. So take that into consideration when you're thinking about your client. In the beginning, you might not really know if your audience is easy to find or not. But as you continue to practice these exercises and become a good little Instagram detective, you're gonna have some intuition about how you can track them down. So for example, if you are a shop or if you have like a baby clothes line, you're gonna wanna find moms, and you can find moms real easily on Instagram. I'm sure some of you are head nodding right now and being like, oh yeah, moms put that in their bio all the time. I mean, I get it. Moms love raising their kids and documenting it on social media. I have a cat baby. I believe it. I Love Creatives, it's the same people that are in our community and in my personal community. For example, we recently were promoting my Squarespace design course and looking for people that had the word graphic design or content creator in their bio. Most of the people that wanted to take the Squarespace course knew graphic design and were realizing that their clients wanted websites. But these graphic designers, they didn't want to learn how to code. Same thing for content creators. Content creators were like getting hired to create photos and blog content and Pinterest content, and then their clients were like, hey, do you know how to do this on a website? So once we started talking to our students and listening to their stories, we realized who would benefit from our product. There's a lot of different people that take our course, but for the majority, that's who we're looking for. On I Live Creatives, we add a field in checkout, and we ask people, what's your Instagram account? Surprisingly, a lot of people fill that out, and honestly, that is a great way to start building lists on Instagram. Let's think about the magazines or websites that graphic designers would read. You know what, I'm gonna look up Refinery 29 because they have fun with design. Then I'm going to see who is following them. Oh, hey there. Okay, Elena is one, that's awesome. She's great because she used to be a social strategy person for Bando. Super cute, and she's really great with design. So now this is kind of like a good test. I'm gonna look through the people that are following her and see who do I know. Okay, this is interesting because there's one person here, Miss Lippy, who actually did just recently take our course, and I did not plan that. Okay, that's right. So now I'm gonna screenshot her profile, and then I'm gonna save it. So I'm gonna add Miss Lippy to our list. Another way to think about this is, who are the people that are already taking your course and already buying your product? I mean, if you already know who your existing customers are, just start there. So on People Map, you can build lists like crazy. A lot of marketers, a lot of PR people, just anybody who's building a community, they always got a spreadsheet and it's always got a list of accounts on it. So it's the same idea, except it's just on People Map and it's always updated with their most recent stats. And while I'm here, I'll add a few others. Alarise is another person that took the course, and she has the word brand strategist and web designer in her bio, so I'm gonna add her. I'm sure she's got a ton of people that are following her as well. Taylor is actually another person that took our course, so I'm gonna just add her. Basically, right now, I'm just adding all of the Squarespace people that took our course. Okay. Oh, hey, Alex Neely. I mean, oh my God, I'm having so much fun here. This is great. This is like, I love this rabbit hole that I just jumped into. Yes, we added students, but Alex is also really awesome because she's a super rad photographer. She works with my friend Rachel, and 51 of the people that I'm following are following her, so there's a lot of common people here that might also be potential clients or customers. Now let's head back into People Map, and then I'm gonna search for some of those keywords again. So brand strategist, remember that was one of the words. So I'm gonna search for the word brand. Okay, so right here I see Brittany. Ooh, and there's Studio Linear. You can start adding all of these people to lists. So I'm gonna make a list of people who use the keyword brand, okay? You can use these lists just like tags, and then you can analyze them. So then start analyzing the people that are in their accounts. I am just analyzing like crazy. Like that is my favorite button right now, and I am just pressing it a lot. So I see the words like independent brand and content strategist. So remember those words. Brand is doing pretty good for me though, and I don't think I need to shy away from that anytime soon, you know? So the reason why I like to start with my personal account for rabbit holes is because I typically know who these people are, and I know that they're down to interact. So once you start adding all of these people in the list, here's a little pro tip. You can click on these 3 little dots and it's a shortcut to view your list. Or you can go up to lists, and then from there you can search for your list, whatever you were looking for. There's a lot of little ways you can use People Map to find your potential clients or customers. So now I want you to take 5 minutes and think about who are your customers, and then just brainstorm, where are they? How can I find more of them? If you're feeling really stuck, look at some of your past invoices and like stalk them. Do you have a list of them in your email? Do they follow magazines like Refinery? Do they follow specific people? Just keep going down that rabbit hole and pay attention to the keywords that they use in their bio. Those SEO keywords, Are they a content creator? Are they a web designer? Are they a Beyonce fanatic? And really figure out who are the people that represent your top clients and customers and add them to your brand book. Whatever they are, just start writing those down. Okay, go. Write. Dang! Look at you! Cool. So now we're into partners, and I love partners because partners are a great way to grow your Instagram account. Essentially, what you're doing is you're getting visibility with their audiences, and you're both creating content together. You don't even need to partner with another brand. Like, don't even worry about that. Maybe you are partnering with an actual person. Sometimes partners are influencers or micro-influencers. If you're like a location-based brand, then your partners could be restaurants or cafes or even bookstores. Or sometimes they're media companies like indie magazines or publishing platforms like Refinery29 or whatever. So when you're thinking about which ones are gonna be your dream partners, think about which ones have the audience that you're trying to reach. That's really what you're going for here. So here's the test. If you go through their followers and you notice it's the same audience you've included in your community brand book, remember that up there? That is the magic aha moment. That's when you know this is my partner. Also, when you're looking at a potential partner, check to see if they do any partnerships or if they're like public about the collaborations that they do. It's not to say that you shouldn't work with them, you totally could, but it's about understanding what is the likelihood that they'll be down to partner up and, you know, kind of setting your expectations. So the next thing you're gonna wanna ask yourself is, are your brands relatable? Is the community relatable? If your answer is no, then let's ask what is missing? Like, what about your account needs to be elevated or needs to go in a different direction? The reality is, if it doesn't make sense, then the likelihood of it happening is probably pretty low. A really big question to ask is, what do they need? I mean, sure, they need more followers. Who doesn't need more followers? But do they need more purchases? Did they just come out with like a new product? Holiday coming up? Do they have something that they've been teasing? Do they have a mailing list that they're trying to push? Or they have some YouTube videos that they really want to promote? Just pay attention to all of the things that they need to market or anything that they need to get eyeballs on. Then think about, how can you be the solution? If you can, then that collaboration will be like a super natural fit. Whenever I'm trying to find partners, one thing I like to do is I'll go through accounts that I've already followed, because if I've followed these accounts, chances are I really dig their vibe already or I find them inspiring. You've got things to promote, they've got things to promote, so how can we make them work together? For example, let's say right now that I actually want to promote this Instagram content planning course. I'm gonna go into my following and then I'm gonna start looking at the types of accounts that I'm following. For example, let's scroll, Nora Agency. Amazing. Okay, this is a marketing agency and I feel like they would be great to collaborate with. Also, I know Ariana and Stefan, who started the agency, so that's helpful. So I know that Nora Agency needs more clients. So one way we could collaborate is by having Ariana take the course for free, give us testimonial, and then she'll have exposure on that page as like an industry influencer. Or maybe even having like a section in the course that has a few tips from marketing agencies about what type of content plans have worked for them or anything that they've seen that worked really well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna write this on my list and add this to my partner's brand book. So you can see, like, as I'm going through this, I'm not just like looking at a partner, I'm also brainstorming and thinking, how could this partner make sense with things that I need to promote and things that they need to promote? Ooh, okay, Andrew. There's Andrew. Hey, Andrew. Okay, so Andrew is the founder of Dieline. It's an online media platform for designed packages. I'm thinking that Dieline might want more visitors to their website. So maybe what we could do is we could write an article for Dieline. Like, we could write something about how different packaging companies are using Instagram to promote their products. Okay, so I'm gonna definitely add that to my partner brand book. Here we go. Corey Sargent, cool. Okay, so she's another person that I'm thinking would be a great partner as well, because she's very similar to Nora Agency. And you can see right now, like, a lot of these people that I'm calling out, I know, right? Because I'm following them. It's a lot easier for me to think of ideas. That's why I think you should start with who you're following first. Okay, let's keep going here. Oh yeah, Girl Boss obviously would be a great partner. We've partnered with them before. I would definitely add that account to my partner's brand book. So you can see, these are just a few potential partners that I'm able to like naturally brainstorm and see what fits. And just figuring out like how can that work seamlessly. So all right, now I wanna show you how to do this on PeopleMap. So when you're starting to look for partners on PeopleMap, we're gonna start by analyzing your account, because you know, that's the best way to start. Last time I was looking at people I was following, but on PeopleMap, you can actually see people that you've tagged in photos or have commented to you. A lot of times the people you've tagged are people you've collaborated with. For example, I collaborate with Wadib a lot. Dang, I tagged her 33 times. I've also tagged Entire World and Laundry Day. Those two brands I've collaborated with a lot. Obviously, these are more from my personal Instagram account, but they could totally work for I Love Creatives as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add Entire World to my list of partners. I recently did this stretching video. We were wearing one of those sweatsuits. I feel like there's already good synergy there. And then I've added Girl Boss already. As you're adding these people to your list, just start analyzing them. Because I promise you, once you do that, you're gonna be going down this rabbit hole and you're gonna be finding all these other brands and you're gonna get partnership ideas and it's gonna be awesome. Okay, what I want you to do for the next few minutes, just start writing down your partners, looking through the rabbit holes, and go, okay? Go! You did it! Woo! Competitors. You know, this is a great way to find more people that could be in your community, more potential clients, partners, customers. This is because your competitors are talking to the same community that you want to be talking to. Obviously, what you're offering is going to be slightly different and better, and that's why you're doing it. For service-based Instagram accounts, I totally understand. You'll be like, hey, Papuno, I'm a photographer and a brand strategist and a blogger. I do a lot of things, and I have this accent, which it always changes too, which means I have a lot of competitors maybe, or I can't pick like who my competitors are. Totally fine. Your competitors don't have to be exactly like you. Just pick something that defines you the most and focus on that, or pick multiple competitors and add them to your competitor brand book. Let's go back to that example of the brand strategist slash photographer slash blogger. So I would focus on finding brand strategists as competitors as opposed to trying to find another brand strategist that's also a photographer, that's also a blogger. You know, that's gonna be harder to find. So as you're finding your competitors and you're going through all these different accounts, take note of which content categories is getting the most engagement. What are they? Are they like sharing educational moments? Are they showcasing DIY projects? Are they using quotes? Are they talking about current events? Whatever it is that they're doing, that their audience is really responding to, brainstorm what those content themes are. Also, while you're there, just jot down which hashtags they're using, because you know that's another rabbit hole. Do they create their own? Do other people use them to produce content? Check out those hashtags. If you're excited about what they're doing, write down that hashtag in your brand book. But you know, before you jot down that hashtag, check it out. Make sure that people are actually using them and you like the content that's getting produced from that, because if you want it to be rabbit hole, it needs to be something that excites you. So write that down, type, and then you put that in the brand book. Because all of these little observations, all this little research that you're doing, you're just picking up little baby rabbit holes along the way. Then you're gonna wanna focus on who's engaging with them. Like, what do they have in their bio? You know, that's my favorite thing to do, because you just wanna take note of what keywords their community is using, and is that the same that your community is using, and just, you know, because I love keywords. I mean, since they're interacting with a competitor, they're clearly already open to what you're potentially gonna promote to them. So for the next few minutes, think about your competitors. And then after that, just go forth and keep going down those rabbit holes. I'm gonna go into this hole. Goodbye. Ooh, it's warm in here. Ooh. did it. You did it. You did it. Oh my gosh, we are doing so much good work right now. I love it. So now that you've explored who is in your community, who your customers are, your partners, and your competitors, let's get visual. Say it with me, visual. I wanna say visual. So we are going to be making a visual identity board. Remember when we talked in the beginning about how the conversation on Instagram is 50% context and 50% your spin? Yep, that was a long time ago. But at the end of the day, you want to either attract and engage with people in other communities, or you want to work and collaborate with partners that are tapping into your potential community, or you want to differentiate yourself from your competitors. Taking all of these things into consideration, let's start building out what your visual identity board is going to be. The goal is to be able to use it as a reference when you're creating your content plan. So for the next few minutes, I want you to take this time to build out your visual identity board. Have fun, okay? Dang! Look at you! You just built an Instagram brand book. You did that. You did that. I am so proud of you. And if I were you, you know what I would do? I'd print that baby out, get it framed. I hope what you've learned from building your brand book is that you can get inspired by the things that are already on Instagram. And then all of that like natural excitement, or even the things that just piss you off, they just come out. And then the fun part is just you capturing all of that and putting it all together in this brand book. In our Instagram content planning course, we use this brand book as well as this other thing that we created called the Instagram audit, and it helps us build out our content plan. It's beautiful. It just kind of all magically morphs together. Woo! Okay, so if you want to get down to that nitty-gritty, just check it out on ilivecreatives.com. You guys are awesome. And I just want to say right now, thank you later for having us. So, in that vein, see you later, alligator. Crocodile, wow, wow. I'm gonna see you in a while, crocodile. You did it! Woo!